Okay, so very good afternoon to one and all. Today we are going to start our second unit, that is nothing but microcontroller 8051. Okay, so in the last lecture we have completed with first unit and some of the introductory part of the controller. Okay, now see in your syllabus, all the remaining units are related to 8051. Okay, first unit is the only unit which contains 8085 microprocessor. Now we have to move towards the next concept, that is microcontroller. Okay, now there are different microcontrollers in the market. Out of that you are having 8051. Okay, it is the basic one. Again, it is of 8-bit long. Okay, as already you know the means overall structure of the syllabus and all, 70-30 paper, 70 marks theory, 30 marks of your internal. You are having the practical performance also for this. 50 marks POE is reserved for this subject. Okay, and what ESE 70 marks, ICA is of 25 marks, and ISE is of 30 marks. Separate POE means you are having performance for this subject, that is POE for, as well as oral also. So it is of 50 marks. Okay. Now see, first thing, what is mean by 8051 microcontroller? Okay, as we know that we have already seen in detail about the processor. So processor is what? It is nothing but your brain, as we have already seen in the yesterday's class. Okay, for the brain, what is the use of brain? To analyze the thing or to perform the specific analysis. Okay, but analysis of what? Analysis of data. Okay, what is the output of analysis? Again, it is a data. Okay, so to give the data you need input devices. So once you get the input, your brain start analyzing the things, and it will give you another output, which is again the data. So to look at towards this data, you need another different devices. We call it as output devices. Okay, so once you are having input devices, once you are having output devices and brain, then only your entire operation is going on smoothly. Okay, in last lecture I already told you that if only I hand over only brain to you and told you some and tell you perform dash dash application, is it possible? No, because though brain is used for the analysis or performing the operation, brain requires certain devices. It may be input devices, it may be output devices, and once again it need memory. Okay, so whenever we need to use a microprocessor for any particular application, we need to connect all these devices externally. Okay, so there is a one technical term called as a peripheral devices. Okay, now see, imagine the diagram of your computer, or imagine the structure of your computer. Your computer contains monitor, keyboard, mouse, CPU. Okay, it is the basic devices. Now what is the CPUs there? It is the brain. Okay, but only I have hand over the CPU towards you and told you some tell you some basic operations to perform. You are not able to perform. Why? Because to give the input you need a keyboard, to give the input you need a mouse. Means keyboard and mouse are the input devices for your computer. Once you give the input to the system and system performs the specific operation, it will give you the output. So to look towards that output you need a display, so that there is a monitor. So CPU along with keyboard, along with mouse, along with monitor is the complete system to done the specific task. Okay, so in case of microprocessor, these all the devices we need to connect externally. Okay, so we call it as a peripheral devices. So in the microprocessor we need to connect that peripheral devices externally, and which will quite complicated task. Okay, being as a simple user, we always not familiar with all these things. Okay, so while connecting we have to take we have to take a lot of precautions. That is, on which pin we have to connect which input, we have to connect on which pin we have to connect the output, or on which pin we have to give the supply voltage, etc. So it becomes quite complicated. So what exam means developer has done, developer make a separate system in which already your processor is there. Processor is nothing but your CPU is there. Along with that CPU, what are the necessary devices? Okay, जर तुम्हाला पीसी घ्यायचं झालं तर नेसेसरी तुम्हाला काय घ्यावं लागेल? यू नीड ए मॉनिटर, यू नीड ए कीबोर्ड, यू नीड ए माउस. दॅट आर द नेसेसरी डिव्हाइसेस. तुम्ही म्हणाल मॅडम आपण we can connect printer, we can connect scanner, but in daily life or in daily routine we need not that take it as a necessary. Okay, means if we are not connecting that devices, then also we can able to perform. Okay, so what are the necessary devices in case of our personal computer? It is a mouse, it is a keyboard, and the monitor. Similarly, in case of the microcontroller also, you are having CPU. Along with your CPU, RAM and ROM, that is the memories are there, timer, counters. Okay, these are the necessary units which are already built on a single chip, and that chip is hand over to you as a with new name called as a microcontroller. So microcontroller is the basic. In the microcontroller, what is the basic part? Processor. Okay, what are the processor is there? It is like here also it is present, it acts as a brain of the system, but along with that processor, all the necessary devices are already mounted on the same chip, and the single chip is handed over to you called as a microcontroller. Okay, so now in the market there are different microcontrollers are available. So 8051 is the basic microcontroller. Means once you understand the working of 8051, you can elaborate the working of any other microcontroller. Okay, now if there is a new microcontroller, there may be changes in the data lines, there may be the changes in one of the, if this supports the 2 timers, it will support 3 timers. Okay, so somewhat changes in the new microcontroller, but the what are the basic things to understand? You will get all the clear idea about the microcontroller by studying 8051 also. So that's why it is introduced in your syllabus. Now see title of the chapter, as already we have seen that number of microcontrollers are there. Particularly in this chapter we are going to see 8051 in detail. Now why this chapter is introduced in your means about central idea. What is the central idea? It will give the basic information about the 8051 related to features, architecture, and mainly SFRs. Okay, now in one sentence, what is the importance of chapter, or in one sentence, what is the importance of all the remaining unit? Okay, काय गरज आहे हे इंट्रोड्यूस करायची? तर ओनली वन इम्पॉर्टन्स दॅट with the help of this you can introduce automation in the system. Whenever you are thinking about the automation, you have to go towards the microcontroller concepts. Okay, so with the help of microcontroller knowledge, you can make a system automatic. Okay, that is the main and single importance of the system. So as we have already seen in yesterday's class, we have to go for the comparison, then the embedded system definition, its characteristics, role in the microcontroller, again the family of 8051, architecture of 8051, demultiplexing of address and data, which is same as that of the microprocessor, functional, that is the pin diagram. Here is a memory organization, and one of the vast and very most important area, that is the SFRs. Okay, so one by one we have to go towards the concept. Now see what is the microcontroller. Now see the definition. Microcontrollers are small computing unit which contains CPU, program memory, random access memory, timers, counters, ADC, DAC, input output ports on a single chip. सिंगल चिप मीन्स काय, एक छोटी चिप असते, याच्यावर हे सगळे डिव्हाइसेस तुम्हाला ऑलरेडी माउंट करून दिलेले असतात. ओके, सो इट इज नथिंग बट द entire unit which contains CPU along with peripheral devices on a single chip. Now what are the applications? हे कुठे use करतो आपण? Everywhere, in every electronic devices you are going to find the specific microcontroller. Okay, now in your cell phone there is a microcontroller, in your pager, in your tabs, in your watch also, digital, whatever the digital watch are there, it will contains the microcontroller, calculators, video games, what are the devices which on which you are playing the video games, in that also microcontroller is there. Alarm clock, in your AC means air conditioner, in your TV remote control there is a microcontroller, in your oven there is a microcontroller, in your washing machine there is a microcontroller chip. Okay, so now you just imagine how it come, means for example, take an example of washing machine. Okay, you just set the timers, that is for 10 minutes you have to make washing machine on, then automatically after 10 minutes it will get turn off. How it is possible? It is possible because of the microcontroller. Okay, so think once again, whenever you want automation of the system, you have to go towards the microcontroller concept. You can use different microcontrollers. There are a lot of microcontrollers available in the market, depending upon the size, depending upon the data transmission rate, depending upon the structure. Okay, depending upon your requirement, some supports the number of data, serial data transmission rate is different for different microcontrollers. So depending upon your requirement, for your project you can select different microcontrollers. Okay, so every system need a microcontroller. Okay, now see what is the use of microcontroller. एकच यूज सांगू शकता तुम्ही काय की ऑटोमेशन जेव्हा जेव्हा आपल्याला यूज करायचं असतं आपल्याला मायक्रोकंट्रोलर शिवाय पर्याय नाही. ओके, सो का, कारण की ऑटोमेशन कधी होईल तिथं ब्रेन असेल तर. ब्रेन मीन्स व्हॉट, की जो अनालाइज करतो. ऑटोमेशन म्हणजे काय की ठीक आहे 10 मिनिट हे ऑपरेशन करा आणि नंतर ऑटोमॅटिक बंद करा, 20 मिनिट हे ऑपरेशन करा नंतर ऑटोमॅटिक बंद करा. आपण टायमर सेट करतो पण सिस्टीम मशीन तर शेवटी हार्डवेअर आहे. ओके, मग तिला कसं कळतं की 10 मिनिटं झालेत किंवा हे नाही झालं, मग तिथे कोण असतं, तिथं पिक्चर मध्ये कोण येतं, मायक्रो कंट्रोलर. ओके, मग मायक्रो कंट्रोलरचे टायमर्स युनिट असतात. मग टायमरला आपण तिथे एक व्हॅल्यू सेट करतो, मग ती ओव्हरफ्लो झाली की पर्टिक्युलर फ्लॅग सेट होतो आणि तिथे ऑटोमॅटिक ती सिस्टीम बंद होते. सो वॉट एव्हर इट मे बी, वी हॅव टू सी ऑल दिस कन्सेप्ट इन डिटेल in the consecutive parts. At this stage you have to just remember that whenever we need to go towards the automation we have to think about the microcontroller. Nowadays every electronic unit is made up of the microcontroller. Nowadays whatever the another systems, if you are using a stepper motor or you are using motor for your applications or you are using machines for your different application, in that case also by using the knowledge of microcontroller you can introduce automation. Okay, इथून पुढे मॅक्सिमम आता सपोर्ट किंवा स्कोप कशासाठी असणार आहे, ऑटोमेशनसाठी. आता फॉर एक्झाम्पल तुम्ही बघितलं कन्झिक्युटिव्ह कार तर आता भरपूर आलेल्या आहेत नाउअडेज. मग आता कार कशा डेव्हलप केल्या जातात की ऑटोमॅटिक कार, की ड्रायव्हर नसताना कार चालायला पाहिजे, किंवा समवॉट आता संध्याकाळच्या वेळेस ड्रायव्हरचं फॉर एक्झाम्पल लक्ष नसेल आणि मध्ये हे आलं तर ते कारने ऑटोमॅटिक केलं पाहिजे. तुम्ही टाटा मोटर्सचे सध्या रिसेंट प्रोजेक्ट बघितले तर ते सध्या याच्यावर काम करतात. मग हे सगळं जेव्हा ते मोटरशी रिलेटेड झालं, नाउअडेज एव्हरी की लिफ्ट ऑटोमॅटिक झाल्या पाहिजे, जस्ट तिथं पर्सन गेला की ऑटोमॅटिक दार ओपन झालं पाहिजे, की आपल्याला तिथे हे सुद्धा करायची गरज नाही, म्हणजे बटन दाबायची गरज नाही, दार ऑटोमॅटिक हे केलं पाहिजे. पर्सन एखादा आत असेल तर दार क्लोज होऊन जे काही आपण हे करू तिथं ऑटोमॅटिक तिथं गेलं पाहिजे. प्लस अजून तुम्ही कसं सांगू शकता की फॉर एक्झाम्पल एखादी रूम आहे, तिथे जर रूम मध्ये कोणीच नसेल तर ऑटोमॅटिक फॅन स्विच ऑफ झाले पाहिजे. ओके, एखादा पर्सन जेव्हा एंटर करेल तेव्हा ऑटोमॅटिक लाईट्स लागले पाहिजे. ओके, नाव तुम्ही जर 7 स्टार किंवा 10 स्टार हॉटेलमध्ये गेला तर हे प्रोजेक्ट आपल्याला बघायला मिळतात. ओके, सो हे सगळं ऑटोमेशन कशामुळे पॉसिबल झालं तर याच्या मागे फक्त एक आहे की काय, मायक्रो कंट्रोलर. तिथे मायक्रो कंट्रोलरच्या चिप्स असतात आणि मग त्याच्या थ्रू तुम्ही ऑटोमेशन इंट्रोड्यूस करता. सो हा तुमच्या सिलेबसमध्ये काय इंट्रोड्यूस केलेला आहे, कारण की जेवढे आता इथून पुढे तुम्ही इलेक्ट्रिकलच्या ऍप्लिकेशन्स रन करणार, मग ते मशीनशी रिलेटेड असू दे किंवा तुमचे जे काही स्टेपर्स मोटरशी रिलेटेड असू दे, तिथं तुम्हाला नॉलेज यावं की ते तुम्ही ऑटोमेशन तुमच्या प्रोजेक्टसाठी यूज करू शकता. त्यामुळे हा मायक्रो कंट्रोलर सब्जेक्ट तुम्हाला इंट्रोड्यूस केलेला आहे. ओके, प्युअरली इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स at the last, but it is not the case that only electronics people can learn. Okay, if you are using your project, if you are doing some you are created some machine, then for that machine's automation you need concept of microcontroller, and that's why normally in every branch, in instrumentation or in case of the CSE also microcontroller subject is there. Okay, why? Because in nowadays it is highly required that in every field you have to add the automation. समजते, and that's why microcontroller helps you for that automation. Now see by seeing this you can analyze the difference between microprocessor and the microcontroller. See here, this is the first diagram of microprocessor. Now what are the outer unit is there, it is called as a CPU. What CPU contains? It contains ALU, it contains control unit, and it contains register. With the help of all these things it can do the specific operation or it can analyze the data. So microprocessor is nothing but only CPU. Now see here microcontroller, CPU is already there. Along with CPU you are having IO ports, you are having counters, you are having timers, you are having RAM, ROM, in short you are having memory. So all these devices you are having in the one chip only. Okay, so on a single chip along with CPU, if you are able to connect IO ports, counters, timers, RAM and ROM, then it is termed as a microcontroller. So it is a ready-made package. Okay, so microprocessor is nothing but only CPU. Microcontroller is nothing but CPU along with necessary peripheral devices mounted on a single chip. Okay, जर मी तुम्हाला म्हटलं की मायक्रोकंट्रोलरची डेफिनेशन सांगा, टेल मी द डेफिनेशन ऑफ मायक्रोकंट्रोलर, व्हॉट इज युअर आन्सर एक्सपेक्टेड? सी हियर, microprocessor is nothing but only CPU. What is the microcontroller? CPU along with all necessary peripheral devices mounted on single chip is nothing but microcontroller. Have you got the at least overview about the controller ki काय फरक है? Yes or no? Have you got?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So microprocessor is only CPU. So means is it not the case, or it is the is it not the case that using microprocessor you can done specific done particular application? Definitely by using microprocessor you can do various operation. Okay, using microcontroller also you can do various operation. Then what is the difference? See here, in the microprocessor you are having only CPU. So to perform a specific application, you have to need to connect all the necessary peripheral devices externally. Okay, and that is quite complicated in microprocessor. Okay, and that's why we have to go towards the controller, in which the necessary required devices are already mounted on the single chip. If you need further devices, then what is the case? If you need further devices, then you can connect these devices externally to the microcontroller. That facility is already given to you. But what is the problem with microprocessor? In the microprocessor, no single peripheral devices is there. So for performing simple tasks also, you have to connect all these devices externally. Okay, in the microcontroller, simple tasks you can easily do with the single chip devices. Okay, no problem. If you want to perform higher tasks, and if you need to again additional devices, then they have give you the facility that you can connect these devices internally. म्हणजे काय, दोन्हीला तुम्ही बाहेरून डिव्हाइसेस कनेक्ट करू शकता. पण इथं कसे साधे साधे जरी ऑपरेशन्स असले तरी तुम्हाला इथं ते कनेक्ट करावे लागतात. इथं कसे बेसिक ऑपरेशन जेवढे तुम्हाला कनेक्टेड करून दिलेले डिव्हाइसेस त्याच्यावर तुम्ही करू शकता. जर ऍडव्हान्स काही ऑपरेशन्स करायचे असतील तरच तुम्हाला बाहेरून डिव्हाइसेस कनेक्ट करावे लागतात. त्यामुळे इथे युजरचा त्रास वाचतो. इन शॉर्ट, समजतंय का? येस ऑर नो? See, what is ES? ES stands for embedded system. What is embedded system? It is a system which is designed to create automation device. Okay. So for to creating the automation device, you need two parts, hardware as well as software. So whatever the software part is there, it is nothing but your microcontroller. Microcontroller along with software is nothing but your ES. So what is ES? Now you tell. What is ES?
It is a device used to create an automation device.
Very good. It is made up of two parts. Which are these? Software and hardware. What is the hardware part of ES? What is the hardware part of ES? Embedded system.
Microcontroller.
Very good. Okay. So have you got the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller? Have you got the difference? What is the microprocessor? It is only CPU. Very good. What is microcontroller? CPU plus peripheral, necessary peripheral devices on single chip. Okay. And what is ES? ES is a system designed to create automation. ES contains two parts, hardware and software. Hardware part is nothing but microcontroller plus software. Okay. Now next see the characteristics of the ES. Now before seeing the characteristics, it is first characteristic, see here, single function. As we, as in yesterday's lecture, we have already seen what is meant by single function. Means what? See, you have to create the automation for the washing machine. So you have to use some microcontroller, you have to use some circuitry. On that circuitry, you have to embed, means attach some software, and you made a system to make your washing machine automatic. Okay. Now, once you design that system for a washing machine, you cannot use the same system for the air conditioner. Is it? That's why it is called as a single function. Means once you design a system for washing machine, it is only for that washing machine. Okay, you cannot use that microcontroller, design microcontroller to run the fridge. You cannot use that design microcontroller to run your air conditioner. You cannot use that that microcontroller system to run another applications. Samajte? That's why it is called as a single function. Okay, embedded system is always single function. Microprocessor is general purpose. What is mean by general purpose? With the help of same microprocessor, you can run number of applications. Okay, but in the embedded system, once you design a system, once you make a automation, then that system is only related to that application. You cannot use that system for the another application, and that's why the very important characteristic is a single function. Okay, now see here, an embedded system usually perform a specialized operation and does the same repeatedly. For example, a pager always function as a pager. The pager cannot be used for the AC. The pager cannot be used for your oven. Pager cannot be used for your fridge. Is it? That's why it is called as a single function. So what is the first most important characteristic of embedded system? Now you tell me, what is the important characteristic of the embedded system? Fast. Anyone? Fast.
Single function.
Okay, it is a single function. Okay. Next, tightly constrained. Now what is mean by tightly constrained? As we know that it is a small chip. On that small chip, you have to use all the space so that within a small distance or within a small structure, you can connect all the necessary peripheral devices. And that's why it is called as a tightly constrained. Now see here, it must be of a size to fit on a single chip. Okay, must perform fast enough to process data in real time and consume minimum power to extend battery life. Now see here two cases. Your chip should not be too large. Now why? Because there are two reasons. First thing, that if your chip should be large, then it will occupy larger space in your system design. वॉशिंग मशीन मध्ये कंट्रोल पॅनल तुमचं छोटं पाहिजे. ओके, तुम्ही एकदम मोठं यूज करू शकत नाही. पहिली थिंग. दुसरं काय बघा, का आपलं टाइटली कन्स्ट्रेंट हवंय. नाव सी आता एक डिव्हाइसेस, त्याच्या आधी मी तुम्हाला एक एक्झाम्पल सांगते, तुम्ही अनालाइज करायचंय. रीड दिस वन्स. Many embedded systems must continuously react to changes in the system's environment. Okay, सुरुवातीला at the initial stage you are at the zeroth moment. Okay, once you are moving towards your destination, your time required for the that journey getting reduced. Okay, so and must compute a certain results in real time without any delay. Now consider an example of a car cruise controller. It continuously monitors and reacts to a speed and brake sensors. Sometimes your speed is also, speedometer is there. Okay, once you change your speed, it will show less speed. Okay, whatever is your speed is there. If you increase your speed, it will show the same thing in the speedometer. So it is nothing but the reactive and real time. Means according to the surrounding, it will changes its result. Okay, so your embedded system must be reactive and the real time. Is it okay that you are going with the 100 kilometer per hour and it will show the 10 kilometer per hour? Is it the feasible system? Is it the good system? No, of course not. Why? Because you want a real time, whatever is the real environment is there. As at this moment, if you are going with 100 kilometer speed, then your speedometer must show that 100 kilometer. When that happens, then and then only what we can say your embedded system is good. Okay, so third characteristic is reactive and real time. So first is single function, second is tightly constrained, and third is a reactive and real time. Now next, microprocessor base. It must be microprocessor and microcontroller base. See here, to control the embedded system, at the last you need a brain. Okay, it is depend upon you that is whether you are going to see you are using brain and you have to separately connect the peripheral devices. If it is okay with you, then you have to use microprocessor. If you need brain along with some peripheral devices, if you are using that structure in your embedded system, then what you are using microcontroller for your embedded system. But it is always good that you have to design an embedded system with your microcontroller. Why? Because there are many advantages of microcontroller as we compare with the microprocessor. Okay, so see here, single function असायला हवी आहे, tightly constrained हवी आहे, reactive with real time हवी आहे. Next, there should be a processor to control all the operations. Next, memory. Your embedded system must contain some memory to store the data. Next, connected. It must have connected peripherals to connect input and output devices. Okay. Now here may be the question that you are going to ask, ma'am, already there is a input devices and output devices in the microcontroller. Then what is the need of separate input and output devices? That is not the case. See here, in the washing machine, what are the input and output devices? It is for that controlling action. Okay. But again you need some input and output devices for that specific application of the AC. Okay. So what are the input and output devices present in the microcontroller? It is just for automation. Now to perform the task, again you need some input and output devices. So your system should be such that it is able to connect with such devices also. Okay. And last one is a hardware software system. As we know that every embedded system contains mainly two parts, hardware and software. Hardware is nothing your microcontroller, software is nothing but any software which you can run with your available microcontroller. So software is used for more feature and flexibility, and hardware is used for your performance and security. So there are normally, these are the characteristics. You have to just list out: single function, tightly constrained, reactive, and real time. It should be microcontroller or microprocessor based. It should contains memory. It should be connected with other input and output devices also, and it should contain specific hardware and software. Is it okay? Hello? Is there anyone not got any concept? Is it okay? Give me reply fast so that we can move towards the next slide. What is ES? ES is a system which is used to create automation device. It contains two parts, hardware and software. Now, what are the characteristics of ES? It should be single function. Means whatever the applications we are going to run on the embedded system, that is only related to that application. Tightly constrained, it should contain small chip so that every component occupy less space and so that we get the fast operation. Reactive and the real time, according to the real changes present in the surrounding environment, it will shows it's a reading. Okay. It should contains microcontroller or microprocessor. Okay. Next, it should contains memory so that we can store the different data. Next, it should be connected with, it should have capacity to connect with other peripheral devices, and it is the combination of hardware and software device. Is it okay now? Hello, give me reply in chat box fast. Fast. Have you got the concept or not? Yes, okay. Neha, Snehal, Payal, okay. What about others? Shantanu, okay. Kishori. Pooja, Shivaji, Vedant, Arbaz. Okay, Swapnali, Snehal. Vedant. Okay. So as we have already seen the comparison between microprocessor and microcontroller, okay, in yesterday's class. So see, this is the main difference between microprocessor and microcontroller. What is the difference? See here, microprocessor is nothing but only CPU. So whenever you want to use any application to run on microprocessor, you have to connect all these devices externally to the microprocessor. You have to connect externally RAM, you have to connect externally ROM, IO devices or the timers and the serial port. Okay. When you connect all these devices externally to the microprocessor, then only you can able to run a specific application. Now see here, in case of microcontroller, here is a single chip. On that single chip you are having main CPU, And along with CPU, you are having RAM, ROM, timer, IO ports, and your serial COM ports, which is used for serial communication. So all the necessary devices are already mounted on the single chip. So this complete unit is called as a microcontroller. Okay. Out of that microcontroller, if I only consider CPU, then it is a processor. Okay. So next concept is a family of microprocessor. See here, microprocessor should be of different types. Now it should be 8051, it should be 8052, 8031. Okay, if we change the microprocessor from 1 to 2, it's a specific means parameter is going to be changed. If we consider the RAM location, okay, or the RAM size, in 80851 it is having 128 bytes of RAM. In 8052 it supports 256 bytes of RAM. In 8031 it supports 108 bytes of RAM. If we consider the pin diagram, all microcontrollers, it contains 40 pins IC.